Welcome back, Area 51 Raceway. So I forgot I had these darn lights, and I apologize on the last video. So I have these lights that really will help. They go around your neck. They're kind of like mechanics lights. So let's do this better with some more lighting so you can see it. I'm going to put this on the vise and go from here, and I hope you can see everything clearly. So what I'm going to do is go over the guide. This is a commercial guide. These or you could get readily, cheaply through Slot Car Corner, not expensive. There's different type of guides. There's a cutback graphite guide. Like this is one that is a, this is, I believe, I'm not sure what this is. Harry left this in the box for me to do. And so you can see the design of it and the design of this one. You know, it's really no big deal. You could use either one. Of course, you see the different, how these have the holes where you could get the wire and tuck it in there, and then you slide your brush, you know, inside there, and it holds it in there. Now, there's a different one also, which are these little tangs where you could solder the lead wires to. I usually preferably use these ones. I don't know, that's just me. You don't have to. Gosh, you can't even see that. I apologize. My big hand's in the way. So you see how those slides in there, and then if you just have the lead wire, let me get a lead wire as an example. And you would just cut it back far enough to stick it in here and fold it under, and then you would shove your brush in there, and that would hold it in there. It would keep it, you know, tight. Now, as you can see how this one is soldered on. This is an older one that I have. That's why it's called corroded. That's usually what I do. And again, there's no, you know, there's different ways of doing it. It's totally up to you how you want to go about it. But I usually do it this way. So I got these ones right here, and then these are Mid-America JK brushes. And what I'll do is I'll put them in here like so, just like that. Grab the other one, slip this on, fold this in because they're already pre-folded. Some are not pre-folded, so, but all you do is folding them over. And then I'll get a pair of little pliers like this. And I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And I just grab this, I hope I do this right on camera, and just, oops, slip it in just like that. Hope you saw that. Looking over the camera to make sure. And grab it and just slip it in like that, and you just press it in. And I just fold them over, just like that. And that's the guide. And the brushes, just like that. Easy peasy. Nothing really technical about it. There's different ways you can do it. You can do it either with the lead wire in there like that and then slide it in, you know, pinch it in, or you could use these tangs where you could solder the wire on these tangs. You know, either way, it's up to you. And what I usually do is the standard washer that comes with it. I just use these first. And when I get the car, as we have here, I'll put the guide on. Kind of make sure this really moves nice and freely. If this is a little hard, you could always get a file, you know, a rat tail file, and just file the hole like so, you know, to kind of make sure it's, you know, it spins on there easily. You don't want this thing to get stuck. So it's nice. Oh gosh, sorry, not on camera. Nice and easy. Like I said right there. I'm not sure my position of camera, and forgive me again. This is just, I need to get some new equipment here someday soon. Hopefully before the showdown, because I plan on doing that. If I ever get what was promised to me by my company, but we'll see. But there you go, just like that. And again, if it doesn't move freely, you could get a rat tail file and just shave it down like that. And I'll just put this. Oh, wait a minute. I'll get the washer. I'll put the washer. I'll start out with this size right now because none of the wheels are trued or anything, so I'm just kind of doing that. And you can see how that is right there, how they just spin. You kind of want them barely touching. That's almost barely touching. But once you true these down and then you tighten the guide itself, and you'll have to adjust with washers. And I'll show you that on another video. But this is just a rough put together part here. And then I'll just put this on. I use you have a nut driver. I think this is a 10mm. I just do this to you can see there, to tighten it up. It's a little snug there. And you can see how that moves pretty nicely, and there's not a lot of wiggle there, so that's pretty snug. And there's your, setup there for your guide. And what you'll do, you get your lead wires. And what car is that for? I can see I have something. See, now here's an example of what I was talking about. How you could just do it this way and slide the wire in there. Obviously, these are sticking out a little. I'd probably tuck them in more, but that's kind of how this works here. I don't have to redo this. This is for another car, I think, for some other car that I had that I haven't really messed with yet, and I just left those there. So you get your lead wire, and you would, cut your size and solder it to here. And then this is why I have these little wire loops here, is that I could do this. This is kind of cool to have these, because you could tuck these in here, and then kind of keep them, away from being tangled up or hanging out on the body here. And then you solder it, right? And I usually do a cross pattern right here. So this way, when I do a cross pattern, it kind of leaves like a little bow, so this could return the sender when you flick it. And you're letting the lead wires do that as you solder, when you get them soldered on there. Of course, I have the black wire. And you'd cut to fit, obviously. You want to make sure you got enough. So about there would be good. So why don't we do that now? Tell you what, we'll do that now. So I'll cut right about here. Give me a little extra. Nice to have a little excess. Don't worry about it. It's more is better, because if you're too short, then you have to cut another size. So I got that pretty much. That's the size I'm looking for, right? And I'm going to get and cut the same equal length like I did the positive lead. I'll do is this, just right there. Get my cutters, chop that off. There's my lead wires. Put this bundle of mess away in a little drawer. This lead wire is really good. You could use different types of lead wire if you want. This right here from Slot Car Corner is pretty decent lead wire, and it's not real expensive, and it's, it doesn't have to be super thick, or I know a lot of guys will probably claim that, oh, you get a real heavy wire, you get more power. Not really. This is adequate enough for a small motor. Not like you're powering a big, AC motor on something on a piece of a large equipment. This is just a slot car. So, and this is what's nice about these little loops here, is that you could put your lead wires in there, right? Makes them look nice and neat. See, and we'll get our negative one, right? If I could get it in there. I was struggling there. All right, there it goes. And voila. Just like that. See how it's got the loop? I kind of cross them like that. This will help it to return to center. That's what I'm getting at. I hope you can see all this. I cannot see where that camera's pointing, so I'm concerned. So let me go up a little. Then what I will do is I will cut. Let me make sure I got nothing there. Cut this about just a little bit hanging out, like that. Same with this one. I'll come in and cut a little bit like that. Then what I'll do is I will, if you can see that, I kind of twist them. Kind of twist them with my fingers so that they don't like fray. And then what I'll do is I'll pre-tin these. Pre-tinning the wire is really helpful, because if you try and solder it like this, it may not solder as easy. And what I do is I will pre-tin the wires to make sure that they're easy to, solder on when you're ready to solder them on to the piece you're soldering it onto. So I will get my soldering iron and bring it to life. And what you use is paste flux, is what I use for wire. I don't use anything, like stay clean flux. You don't need to do it for wires. This is fine. You don't need to do. There's no need to. So just use some paste flux. It's very inexpensive too. And what I do is I just dab it on my wire, just like so. And then I'll get a little bit of solder. I got the soldering iron. Let me clean my tip here. And I'll get a little bit like so. And then I'll just do this. Yeah, see, it's already pre-tinned. It's just like that, real easy. Little sizzle, and it's done. Same here, just like that. And they are pre-tinned. Now what I will do is I'll solder them onto the guide. Now obviously your positive will be the left side of the guide, or driver's side, if you want to get that, you know, technical there. And then your negative will be on your right side, passenger side. So you see I have that there. And what I do is I kind of leave it at a little angle like that because I want this to kind of form a little loop. Right there. To have it like a little loop, how I have it like that. And right there is fine. And what I'll do is I'll again get my solder. Put it on my soldering iron. And then I'll just do this. Just like that. And let it cool, obviously, because if you leave it hot, you'll pull it off. See how I did that one? That's exactly where I want it. And then you'll do the same thing for the other side. Put a little paste flux, just like that. Get your solder ready. And I'll try and get it at the same angle. See, this is a little difficult. Nope, not conforming to the way I wanted to, so just like that. Like that. There you go. That's that right there. That is your lead. Your lead wire is soldered onto the guide clips. That's it. I can turn off the iron for now. And what I usually like to do is wipe them down a little with some paper towel. Kind of do that. And oops. And there you go. Just like that. What I'm doing is making the loop because I wanted to do this. See how it comes back to center. Because say if your car falls off the track and it's stuck like this and the guys have to get up, and it just kind of makes it easier to put it back on the track once it returns to center. And that's basically what you want. That's what I'm doing right there. And then what I'll do is I'll solder the leads to the motor, which I have negative, right, and positive. And you can see how that looks. Looks pretty nice. And you know, all you do is just solder those on there. Just you pre-tin them, solder them on there, and that's it. The car is actually ready to go on the track the way it is. You know, you could run it a little bit to see what it, you know, how it looks like. It may not run, it may not, you know, run a little rough because these tires have to be trued. I definitely recommend you truing tires. If you glue them, send them in like that, it's not going to really handle that great. And you definitely want to true tires. The tires are so critical. Just like on a real car, tires are critical to handling and everything. It's the same thing with a slot car. So that's it for this video segment here on the lead wires. I just want to share that with you. I'm sorry about the other video being so horrible with lighting. I will improve on it sooner or later. I forgot I had my little, what these are from. They're these little neck deals here. They're pretty bright. There's a Snap-on brand, and I got these when I was still a mechanic in the shop. No, I'm not. But they wrap around your neck, and they make other brands too, not Snap-on, and they're really bright, so that's what I should have been using on the last video. So anyways, just thought I'd share this part with you here on, you know, putting the guide leads on and how you would get this all kind of squared away. It's not very hard. It's very simple. This is basically a rolling chassis right here, man, ready to go. And then what you'll do is we'll cover the truing of the tires and gluing them. I want to paint these wheels, and I'll also cover painting the wheels too. I will do a segment on painting too. Might as well kind of show you the whole process. I know on the beach land barge one I didn't really show the painting part, but I will this time because I got my cool little airbrush that I'm really kind of happy with that I did a review on. So I'm really looking forward to using this more. And I will be in the paint booth because the weather has improved here. So, but anyways, that's it from Area 51 Raceway. I hope you helped you out with this, and I really hope you're going to join us on the Beach Racer Challenge and build one of these. I would love to, see you guys doing this, and if you have any questions, drop me a line on the Area 51 Raceway NC page, which it has its own messenger, and just, if you need like a part number or something, just ask me. I'll send you a link to it. I mean, no big deal. So that's it. You take care and have fun racing.